Alright, welcome back you guys to another Madden 23 Lions franchise video, and in this episode we are going to be looking at a number of different things. We have a breakout linebacker situation, we have a mock draft to look at, and we got a couple of prospects that we've been interested in. We got to do our national focus, and then we're going to go ahead and get into our game against the Cardinals, who are 3-4, and they should have Russell Wilson on the team. We kind of destroyed them last time, but if you'll notice at the bottom of the screen, Trayvon Walker is on the team, and he has 10 sacks on the season in 7 games, and he has Superstar X Factor already, so he is having an amazing career in this franchise already. So we're going to get into that game, but first, again, we're going to go through a couple of things. All right, so first, looking at our breakout linebacker, so we need to pay attention to Sean Hazelwood. He's played an awesome game last week. So Sean Hazelwood is now up to get, oh man, we need to hold the Cardinals to less than 200 total yards or get Sean Hazelwood 2 interceptions, forced fumbles, tackles for loss, or sacks. And so Sean Hazelwood, actually, let's take a look at him real quick. So Sean Hazelwood is, 22 years old. He's getting a boost to his tackling right now. Again, a raw player. He's got pretty decent finesse, good block shed. Kind of a versatile player who could potentially become an all-around linebacker. He's got 56 zone coverage. It's not the worst, obviously not the best either. He's more of a speed rusher. He's got 86 speed and 90 excel. His hit power could be better. His pursuit is getting better over time. His play work is kind of low, but he's a physical beast for sure at 6'5" and 86 speed and 90 excel. We don't know actually what his development is. It looks like right now that his development might be star, and this would potentially upgrade him to superstar if we are able to get him, those 2 tackles for loss or sacks or interceptions, or if we hold the Cardinals to under 200 yards. So that is a huge deal for us. Baron Browning, it was a huge bummer to not get him up to star development, so we have to capitalize on this and get Sean Hazelwood up to superstar development. Baron Browning, for whatever reason, we cannot get him there. Sean Hazelwood, we got to get him up to Superstar or Superstar X Factor or whatever it is. We got to get him there. All right, looking at mock draft number 2. Right now, the Falcons are projected to have the number 1 pick. The Falcons, again, have an outstanding offense, aside from Baker Mayfield, and an outstanding defense. And they are projected to have the number 1 pick. And that's supposed to be Damian Ward, who is pretty high up there in terms of block shed, pursuit, tackling. And looking at his physicals, though, I wasn't too impressed. At 6'2", his physicals are not all that great. I expect him to kind of drop down the board a little bit. I think there are going to be other players available for them. Looking down the draft a little bit more, I'm trying to see. Von Morant has dropped down. He's supposed to be projected as top 5, dropped down to number 9. Derek Bacon has moved up significantly. I'm trying to see where some of our NFC North people are at, and right now the Vikings are projected to get the 13th pick. It's supposed to be a right guard. At strong safety, Randall Favors is supposed to go to the Packers at number 15, and right now the Bears are supposed to get George Johnson at number 17, a halfback, which is surprising considering they already have 2 halfbacks on the roster. We're at number 25, and it's saying that we're going to take Alex Roth out of Utah, a 6'3" middle linebacker. Looking down the rest of the list, not seeing anything that really stands out. We are also in Week 8, and Week 8 is the trade deadline, so we're going to go ahead and see if we can re-sign some of these veteran players with our $100 million in cap space. Got a lot of these players that are interested in re-signing and that are crucial to our team, especially the O-line here. So we're going to go through and look at different players individually. So Joel Bitonio, 32 years old, 92 overall with superstar development still, and right now, we're going to upgrade how many years we're giving him. So I want to get him for 3 years, and I'm willing to pay him slightly more because he's taking on 3 years, and he is re-signing, which is huge. Corey Linsley is up next at 88 overall, 33 years old. I want to take on less risk because he's 33 years old, and so I'm going to go ahead and just do a 2-year deal and see if we just boost this up a little bit. He has a little bit less interest in re-signing, so I'm going to boost this up a little bit more. And so he also is willing to resign, which is great to see. Use check is pretty important to what we do, and he has a lot of interest in resigning, and so I'm going to go ahead and at 33 years old, I'm going to give him 2 years, and I'm going to go and bump him up just a little bit. And that is exactly what he wanted. That's great to see. We still have $66 million in cap room. Tariq is the #1 offender, the #1 guy that we have to re-sign. And so I'm going to do something before we re-sign him. He looks for specifically a base 3-4 defense, and we're going to go ahead and change our defense. All right, so we tried to alter scheme fit a little bit because he's more of a zone corner, and that boosted nothing in his interest level. So here's what we're going to do. He's 25 years old, and we're going to give him just a ton of money. So we're going to give him a 4-year deal, and we are going to boost this up because I think his value is a lot higher than that, and he clearly does not want to re-sign with the team. We're going to give him $8 million per year, and we're going to boost this up and give him $5 million in bonus. And that's exactly what I was hoping for. So we got him re-signed for 4 years, an overpay for sure, but finally he is on the team definitively for 4 years, and it was difficult to get him to re-sign. I'd rather pay him that than keep him on the franchise tag for sure. Ramondre is still here, and he is 26 years old. He wants $4 million per year, basically. I'm going to go ahead and try to offer him. He has a lot of interest in re-signing. We're just going to boost this up a little bit for 3 years, and he'll take it, and that's great to see. He is a huge kind of piece as our backup running back for Lionel Hebert, our full-time kind of backup halfback. Again, he's great because he can be a power back, but he's also a receiving back as well, and he's pretty good at blocking, so he can fill in as a fullback at times as well. He's pretty versatile. Charles Leno, our right tackle, I'm going to go ahead and try to offer him 1 year. I only foresee him kind of starting at right tackle 1 more year for us. He only has normal dev. He's been on the team for a while, though, so I don't want to just get rid of him. I'm just going to go ahead and offer him this, and he's willing to take it, so that's great. Colby Parkinson, we cannot re-sign yet, and so anybody else on here that we're looking to possibly trade, I think the only player that I think I might want to trade is Ronnie Harrison, and the reason I want to get rid of Ronnie Harrison is because we have a lot of depth at safety right now, and I'm not saying it's the best depth, but Ronnie Harrison just doesn't fit what I'm looking for, and he has a lot of the things I like. He's got good excel. He's got, pretty good man coverage. He's got really high hit power. Tackling and pursuit are good. His zone is, serviceable enough. The thing I don't like is that his play rec and his block shed are really low, and his speed is only 86, and at safety, that is just a killer. He's getting beat pretty consistently when he's playing deep, safety coverage. When he's playing as a sub linebacker, he's not doing that bad of a job, but he's just not going to be a long-term fit on this team, and so I might look to trade him. All right, so we have a lot of depth at safety and corner, so we're going to try and trade Zion McCollum and Ronnie Harrison Jr. for a 3rd, a 5th, and a 6th from the Bills because they have high interest, and so that's not going to work out. Let's try a 3rd and a 5th, and so that went through. So Ronnie Harrison, again, not a bad player, just not exactly what I'm looking for in a safety. Just needed to be a little bit faster on this team, and I had seen enough through 8 weeks to kind of determine that he was never going to really get enough PT. But he was going to be behind Ryan Neal and Nathan Walls and Isaiah Simmons at the safety spot. So even though he played a little sub linebacker, we're going to go ahead and trade him and pick up a 3rd and a 5th and maybe parlay that in the future into a higher draft pick because we have some prospects that we're really interested in. All right, and so a fan favorite is back from Season 1. Julio is going to be signed to the roster because Antoine Andrews is going to be gone for 4 or 5 games. So Julio, welcome back to the Lions. We also are going to add a little depth to middle linebacker. We're going to pick up Nicholas Morrow. Why specifically? Mostly because he is a little bit faster. Walking out onto the field for our game against the Cardinals in Detroit. And I know the team is happy after we re-signed Julio Jones from our inaugural season with the team. He had a huge impact as our wide receiver 3, especially playing a lot of wide receiver 2 while Jameson was out to start the season with that ACL tear that he had from Alabama. But Julio coming back on the team after being on the free agency list for some time. And so excited to have him back. He might get a catch or 2 in this game. We'll see. He might be out there a little bit. We do have some depth at wide receiver. We also moved Brian Jackson to wide receiver at some points between halfback and wide receiver. So We really are not hurting at the wide receiver spot, but I thought since Antoine Andrews is going to be out for a couple weeks, and because we just got rid of Ronnie Harrison and Zion McCollum and freed up some roster spots, it might just make sense to add a wide receiver to kind of fill in for Antoine Andrews, and we don't really need anything else. But we also, I guess we kind of needed a little depth at linebacker still, at coverage linebacker, so we also picked up Nicholas Morrow. So our roster is full for this game. Not a lot is going to be changing, though, but excited to play against Russell Wilson and the Cardinals. And we'll look at their roster here, too. So Russell is still the QB. Malik Willis is the backup still for them as well. Interesting little side note, obviously, because Malik Willis was on our team in Season 1, and we ended up not moving forward with him as a quarterback because for whatever reason he regressed a ton after the first season. Russell Wilson has also regressed down to a 76. Elijah Mitchell as the halfback number 1. Tremaine Flynn, the second-year player, as the backup. And then at wide receiver, we have Michael Pittman, Traquan Smith, Brian Edwards, and Zay Jones. Tight end, we have Dalton Schultz. The O-line is looking pretty solid as it was before. They have Tevin Barrett, the rookie left end, who we took a look at for a while, who is 23 years old, and he's got some decent athleticism. A little bit short for a left end at 6'2", but yeah, he's more of a speed rusher. They also have Jonathan Greenard, Michael Pierce as an 86 at D tackle. Trayvon Walker is the star of this defense, though. Left outside linebacker, only 23 years old, already with superstar X Factor and 10 sacks in 7 games. He's definitely a threat on this team that we have to look out for. Deion Irons is the second-year backup left outside linebacker on the team as well, only 22 years old. Bobby Wagner, the middle linebacker, with Jermaine Pratt. So a good set of linebackers with Zadarius Smith as the outside linebacker on the other end. And at corner, Trent McDuffie is going to be out with an injury. So they have Trayvon Mullen, Paulson Adebo, and Ralph Morgan. Deion Childress, the rookie free safety, 6 feet tall, 76 overall, 87 speed, so not the fastest, but Jeremy Chin at strong safety, one of my favorite safeties in the game, at 6'3", 93 speed. So we cannot abuse Jeremy Chin down the field, but Deion Childress might be a mismatch. All right, first thing we're doing, we're trying to get Sean Hazelwood, probably the superstar, so we are sending him off the right side immediately to try and rush Russell Wilson. Instead, it's going to be a run play. Coming down is Tariq, laying a huge hit on Elijah Mitchell. Does pick up 8 yards on the play, though. And like I said, yeah, Sean Hazelwood already has hidden development, and it's unusual to get a player with hidden development to get a breakout-like situation, because we don't know what their development is right now. We do know that if it's hidden, it's at least star. Browning there with a tackle for loss, and Isaiah Simmons coming in and helping on the tackle as well. Big play there for Browning. Would have loved to have seen that last week, but Sean Hazelwood again coming off the right side and trying to get him something here. Elijah Mitchell run the football again. Baron Browning combining with Sean Hazelwood for the tackle. And we're going to try to scheme up ways all game to get Sean Hazelwood involved in rushing the passer. And so far, not getting much success. Trying to see if we can do anything differently. We have Damon Clark in right now, and we're going to go ahead and bring a lot of pressure off of the right side. We're into man cover 1 here with Sean. We got Isaiah Simmons over the top. Sean Hazelwood coming off the edge. Forcing the incompletion is Nathan Walls, who we love to see back in this game. And Dontrell Parker has an injury. We did not see what happened there, but that is bad news. We're bringing Sean Hazelwood off the edge again here. Washington over the top, Washington underneath, trying to get some pressure. Russell Wilson escaping out right. We missed the tackle. And Russell Wilson finally taken down at the 43. He just got a little shifty there, moved around our D-line. And we kind of tried to come in off the right edge, but we completely whiffed on the tackle. Instead, he takes it for the first down pickup. And Sean Hazelwood almost got that pressure on him. Again, going to bring him off the right side here. But it's going to be a run play. It's going to be a sweep out to the left. We're not able to get there. Tariq is just run over. And they almost pick up the first down. Looks like that was Traquan Smith on the play. We're going to bring Parker back in. You know, we got Christian Harris in the back, and we got Damon Clark as well. We're dropping back into coverage. Can Sean Hazelwood make something happen? Instead, Christian Harris misses it. Isaiah Simmons with the nice tackle, finally making it 2nd and 3. Again, trying to figure out ways to get Sean Hazelwood a little more one-on-one sort of wins here. Underneath, we have the receiver left wide open, the running back. Missing the tackle. Elijah Mitchell finally down at the 14-yard line. And I think our best bet might be to just play straight up cover 2 here in the red zone and just see if Sean Hazelwood can win a one-on-one. I'm going to go ahead and try user Sean Hazelwood. 1st and 10 from the 14 out of the gun. Sean Hazelwood loses the one-on-one matchup. And so already out of pass rushing bars. Make it 2nd and 3 now. Still in cover 2. Again, we need to bring pressure. We need to get Sean Hazelwood a mismatch on the tackle. He's not that great one-on-one. And they score the touchdown to Dalton Schultz. I just worry about Hazelwood's ability to win a one-on-one matchup because he does not have the highest, pass rushing stats. His finesse move is only like an 80. His power moves are pretty low. His block shedding is pretty low. And he doesn't have any superstar abilities right now to help him really. So we just need to kind of try to set him up in the best possible situation to get some sacks for us or some tackles for loss or something. Brian Jackson on the kick return. He's moving kind of slow right now, only taking it out to the 19-yard line. That was odd. Jake Zimmer coming out on the field, and got to make sure to get Cooper Kupp more involved in this game. Only getting a couple catches in our last game. Quentin Posey left wide open in single back trips here. Commonly left open in vert situations here. We got Ramondre in. I have to check out and see why that is. We got a good block on the left side. Cooper missing his block though. Taking it up to the 40. A good carry from Ramondre, who seems limited carries. Again, Ramondre is still in here. We're going to have to go ahead and make a change. 2nd and 2, little play action. Jake Zimmer's got time. He's throwing it over the top to Jamison. And Jamison able to get his feet in. We're going to try to snap the ball quickly here because I'm not sure he actually got his feet in, but they're going to say he did. 1st and 10 now out of single back. We got Cooper Kupp underneath, able to hold on to it, get us down to the 33-yard line. 2nd and 4 from the 33. We got Hebert finally in the game. Gonna stay at the run. Got good blocks from the left guard. Hebert taking it down to the 23. First carries for 10 yards. It's a nice pickup. And Quentin Posey's left wide open. Holds on to it. No, he drops it down, making it the first incompletion for Zimmer. We're going to move into a little zone bubble RPO with Jamison on the left side. And Jamison's got the matchup one-on-one with a good block from Cooper Kupp. He's just got to beat one man, one-on-one. Takes it down to the 5-yard line. A great run after the catch on that bubble screen. A great block set by Cooper Kupp. Another run here by Hebert. Hebert getting blocks for him and able to stay on his feet and get into the end zone for the touchdown. A great run by Hebert against the cover 4 defense. And we're going to tie it 7-7 here with 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. And all eyes are on Sean Hazelwood and whether or not he can get 2 sacks in this game. There is nothing more important than, obviously winning the game is super important, but aside from that, there is nothing more important, I think, in one individual game than getting our #1 draft pick a development upgrade. Because we've seen how difficult it can be if they don't get these development breakout situations to work for them. Baron Browning's development has been, I'll be honest, it's been completely stifled by him not being able to get to star development, and it's been partially a failure by me, but also, he's got to just make something happen. Another run play here. Elijah Mitchell getting good blocks. Nathan Walls not able to get off of Traquan Smith. I don't know how Nathan Walls is not able to beat Traquan Smith in a blocking situation one-on-one when, Nathan Walls has been a linebacker in the past. That is absurd to me. We got underneath coverage. Everything is bumped off, and Russell just throws it away. Getting in situations again where Russell is moving out of the pocket and we're not able to kind of, end the play with a sack here by Hazelwood. Again, just our #1 focus. Watching underneath, finally coming open over the middle. We get the hit on Pittman. He goes down at the midfield mark. I have never been more concerned about a player getting their development upgrade than I have been right now. I'm trying everything I can to get him something here. Got a bunch of curl situations. Surtain able to force the incompletion. 2nd and 10. Bunch of curl situations. Surtain getting his X factor off of that forced incompletion. Hazelwood rushing the passer, and he wins the one-on-one, but he falls down. Russell wasn't able to complete the pass, and Elijah Mitchell goes out at the 43-yard line. We're getting so close so many times. It would be great if we would be playing an immobile quarterback. It'd be so much easier to get these sacks. Maybe we should be containing a little bit more. That might help a little bit. Underneath, Traquan Smith getting taken down after picking up the first. Russell is 8 for 11 for 72 yards so far, and just picking us apart. A lot of short passes. Watching double slants. Russell getting sacked finally by Trey Hendrickson. Not who we wanted it to be, but happy with the result either way. Making it 2nd and 17. And we're going to go ahead and try containing here. And we're going to kind of move over to the left a little bit. Hopefully push Russell to the right side of the field. And we're watching Dalton Schultz over the middle. Looks like an audible. It's a stick and nod. It's a double move. He's got a receiver open over the middle, but instead he throws it to Traquan Smith, making it 3rd and 11 now. Again, we know it's a passing situation on 3rd and 11. We got Baron Browning dropping into coverage. No, instead it... Okay, we're moving Baron Browning back into coverage. Dropping back. Russell's got a lot of time to make a play here, and he just throws it away instead, which is going to keep them to only a field goal, but obviously not what we're looking for. And they're going to kick it here from the 36-yard line. This is about, what, a 50-yard field goal, and it is almost no good. It hits off the upright and goes in. Sanders barely had enough leg for it, but it does go in. We're going to try and use Brian Jackson a little bit in the read option. We did not use him all that much last game. He still ended up scoring 3 TDs. Brian Jackson on the carry, picking up big yards, breaking off of his own blocker there, picking up 17 yards on the carry, and just exploding through the line of scrimmage. Again, obviously an explosive player. We talk about it all the time. Juszczyk has got a one-on-one. We're going to try to tip it over the defender's head, and instead it's an incompletion. Now 2nd and 10, still in pistol here, and we're going to see if Jamison can get open on a little jet sweep. They do have a lot of guys over on their right, so I do worry about the blocking here. Jamison getting up for only a gain of 1. We have Jamison out wide. Cooper might be open here in the seam. And I think he is. We got over the linebacker's head. He's able to hold on to it down to the 40-yard line. Jake Zimmer continuing to impress with his pinpoint accuracy. Has not had a lot of issues throwing the ball inaccurately. I remember he had 1 inaccurate ball in our previous game, but so far doing very well. Brian Jackson not getting anything on the counterplay. 2nd and 11 from the 40-yard line, and we are in strong. We're going to let Hebert run it here. Got great blocks on the edge. If only Cooper Kupp could have held it for a second longer. It's going to be 3rd and 4 now. On 3rd and 4, we're going a little no huddle here. It doesn't really make sense out of strong, but we're going to do it anyways. Little play action. And we got to see if Cooper can just make a play one-on-one. Instead, he holds on to it. He fights off, and oh my God, I can't even say anything. Cooper Kupp throws off the defender after the defender tips the ball away. He's able to hold on to it, come up with a crazy juggle catch, and throws off a Debo. And that is exactly why Cooper Kupp is our #1 receiver. Here again, an opportunity to score another touchdown for Cooper, and there's pressure over the middle. We got Posey. Posey holding on to it. A great play by Jake Zimmer, just creating extra time in the pocket. Really could have thrown the ball earlier, but we thought we were feeling a little bit of pressure. Posey, though, a great job catching it contested and just being kind of like that safety blanket, just finding that soft spot in the zone and getting there for the TD. We are in cover 1 out of big nickel, and Russell Wilson is an empty here. And he's doing a QB draw. Can we force a fumble? No. Russell's able to take it for the first down, which is just unreal to me. In pistol now, 1st and 10 from the 38. See if the Cardinals can answer here. Play action. Over the top. Baron Browning with the pick. And where was this last week? Baron Browning with a huge play. And that's exactly what we want Sean Hazel be doing in this game. And Dontrell Parker holding his stomach again. Was already injured earlier. 1st and 10, and this is going to be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Out of I form, we're going to run it with Brian Jackson, and not getting enough time to even hand the ball off there. Brian Jackson getting tackled immediately. Dontrell Parker has a torn labrum and will be out for the rest of the game, and will likely be missing multiple weeks with that injury. And that is a huge blow. He's our #1 D tackle currently. Jamison over the middle, and that is finally an inaccurate pass from Jake Zimmer. Now 8 for 11. And I can't really fault him. He has played pretty outstandingly well through this first half of the game. Not having a lot of inaccuracy sort of problems. Cooper Kupp on the crossing route. We cannot get it to him, though, because we face pressure immediately out of play action. I mean, it didn't make sense necessarily to have play action there, but Bobby Wagner just got shot out of a cannon on that man blitz and just hit Jake Zimmer as soon as he got the ball. because we did have Cooper on the one-on-one crossing route. Eric Stokes trying to, down the ball at the 1 instead. It's going to be at the 20. Now, the Cardinals have another chance here. After Baron Browning got the pick on their last drive to make up for it in empty again. Got to worry about Russell's scrambling ability. We're watching over the middle, but we did not get to Traquan Smith, who gets tackled before picking up the first down, and they're going into no huddle in cover 3, dropping back into coverage. We got a couple things. Tariq Woolen's got the interception, though. A great job locating the ball over Michael Pittman, and that is exactly what we've been waiting for him to do all season, is to consistently win those jump balls against those taller receivers, and he pays off on that play, getting a huge pick on Russell. And Russell just kind of throwing up a jump ball for Michael Pittman to potentially try and go win, but no one can match Tariq Woolen's speed, height, and jumping ability. Out of single back. Got a little bubble RPO here, and Brian Jackson's got a one-on-one, able to get a stiff arm off, getting 2 yards on the catch, but not doing much else. Going a little no huddle here. A minute left, 3 timeouts. Probably should have called a timeout, but we're going to go ahead and roll with it at this point. Bring Cooper Kupp in motion. And we're getting pressured immediately. Jake Zimmer able to get the edge, though, running downfield, getting out of bounds at the 45. A great run, escaping from the pocket on 1st and 10. Still in the same formation. Thought we had a receiver open on the drag. Instead, we do not. And Quentin Posey almost able to get his hands on it, but it's going to be incomplete. Now, we're going to go ahead and flip this formation to get Brian Jackson on the long side of the field, and we're going to go ahead and see if he can win a one-on-one matchup. Instead, it's zone coverage. Jamison not there, stepping back in the zone and getting the interception. He is Morgan for the Cardinals, down at the 43. Bad play there by Jake Zimmer, and kind of an unexpected poor decision there from Jake Zimmer, who's been having an outstanding performance so far in this game. Watching slants, Surtain gets to the support from Nathan Walls, who gets the tackle finally. And there's only 6 seconds left, and they finally call a timeout. They should have been calling a timeout right after that play. Instead, they're going to settle for the field goal. Surtain and X Factor, I can't believe he got beat on the slant. But either way, this field goal is from the 37. They almost missed the last one, but they do make this one, make it a 1-point game before half. All right, we start the second half up by 1 point. Brian Jackson is on the kick return. We've got good blocks and only taking it up to the 22-yard line, though. You got Brian Jackson in. We got to get back to Hebert a little bit here. We'll let Brian Jackson run this one, though, as he takes it with multiple defenders wrapped around him up to the 29-yard line. 2nd and 3 now. We're going to get a little play action with Hebert. Oh my God, another interception to Morgan, and another zone coverage situation where we thought Cooper was going to beat his man, and a really bad pick from Jake Zimmer, resulting in a pick 6 for Morgan, who now has his 2nd pick of the game. Again, just baiting us in the flats, and a really bad throw. Morgan was there the entire time, just trying to force it to our #1 receiving option. 2-point conversion. We're watching the curls and the flats, and Russell is trying to escape out, and he's able to get it. And that is frustrating. We're going to have to start dropping back into a spy. 1st and 10 out of strong. We're going to go ahead and move away from the passing game a little bit. We had some just really uncharacteristic throws from Jake Zimmer. Hebert taking it up to the 22, only picking up 1 yard. Great blocks again from our left guard. Batonio is doing, absolutely amazing. Got Cooper over the top. Just got to give him some time. Able to hold on to it. Big throw by Jake Zimmer, regaining some confidence. Struggling to, make the right reads, but finally able to find Cooper Kupp open. Hebert, another run up at the 38-yard line. On 2nd and 7, we got Hebert and Jackson on the field. Like to run this formation sometimes. And it looks like Jackson is open underneath, but they're really playing the flats heavily. Watching the halfback angle by Hebert, but Posey's got a one-on-one matchup. He's able to hold on to it. It's going to be short, making it 4th and 2. 4th and 2. Cooper's got a one-on-one situation right now, and I think we can make it. Oh, no, they drop back into coverage. You got to just go fight for it. Jake Zimmer able to pick up the first, not fumble it. Cooper Kupp was not open there. We could not force it to him. Hebert find the hole, and the hole collapsed right as he got there. Still picking up 4 yards on the play, so it's not bad, but we had an opportunity to potentially score a breakaway touchdown. A little RPO here. It's not there, so Hebert's going to go ahead and hold on to the ball, but he fumbles. Oh, my God. And there, Trayvon Walker has it. Jake Zimmer misses the tackle. And Trayvon is pretty fast, but it looks like Quentin Posey's there to finally tackle him down at the 18-yard line, and that is a really bad turnover following our 2 previous interceptions. And when it rains, it pours. We have our 3rd interception, or our 3rd turnover in a row, this time coming off the fumble from Lionel Hebert, and that is just something that cannot happen. And now we're in jeopardy of not only losing the game, and now we're in jeopardy of not only not getting, oh man, just breaking multiple tackles. They have all momentum in this game. I was going to say, we're in jeopardy of not only not getting Sean Hazelwood his development upgrade, but now also losing the game. All right, here's what I like about this play is that we have someone in spy. And Nathan Walls has got the one-on-one, and they pass it up to the 5-yard line. Russell Wilson doing not really anything on that play in particular that was super successful, which I'm happy to see. And forcing the incompletion is Tariq Woolen. A great job right on the 1-yard line, making it 3rd and goal. We are going to put Sean Hazelwood in a spy. We got the double move on the outside, though. Elijah Mitchell is there for the touchdown. We didn't do a great job of covering that flat. And they score the touchdown, making it a 2-touchdown game. And our defenses continue to try and play catch-up, making up for the mistakes of our offense, not putting us in the best position. And I can't fault the defense there for giving up the TD when they were already down at the 20-yard line. And so we're going to have to fight back out here, and after having 2 interceptions and then 1 fumble, we're going to have to figure out what we can do to come down and actually score some points. Juszczyk is a great block. Brian Jackson almost taking it into his own hands, taking it up to the 26, almost able to evade the tacklers. We still got a lot of time in this game. We don't need to really go into no huddle yet. Hebert trying to get to the edge instead. Zadarius Smith with the tackle, making it 2nd and 10. And they've got some fantastic linebackers. We knew that coming into the game. 2nd and 10. We got Brian Jackson on a screen pass. Got great blocks. Almost picking up the first. Taking a huge hit. Making it 3rd and 2. We got Posey in a one-on-one passing situation. And we get hit on the throw from the 34-yard line. And we're going to have to punt this one away. They got pressure immediately. Their linebacking core is so good with Jermaine Pratt, Bobby Wagner, Darius Smith, and then Trayvon Walker. Man, it's just hard to get a pass off sometimes. And they fair catch it down at the 26-yard line. And now our defense is at least going to have some real estate to try and get a stop, have a little bit more space, and Russell Wilson is an X factor. That's something I didn't think I would be seeing. We're going to bring Sean Hazelwood off the edge, despite the fact that that messes up our cover 3 defense. And Dalton Schultz finally gets hit by Damon Clark on the play. And Sean Hazelwood trying to get some tackles for loss or something. Instead, Isaiah Simmons is there in run support, getting the tackle on Elijah Mitchell and making it 3rd and 2. And now they're in empty. And Hazelwood is matched up on Mitchell. I don't like it. Instead, we're going to put Harris on Mitchell. And it doesn't matter. Schultz is able to get the first down and break off multiple tackles, beating Damon Clark on that play. 1st and 10 now from the 49-yard line. And this is starting to turn ugly. We've got to get a stop. At the end of the day, we have to get a stop in cover 1 now. Elijah Mitchell on the run. We're able to tackle him down after a gain of a couple. They're in the gun, and we are, again, we're in jeopardy of getting blown out at this point at home, which is unusual for us, especially against the Cardinals. Isaiah Simmons with the tackle on Traquan Smith after picking up the first down. All right, 1st and 10 to start the 4th quarter here. We got to get something going on defense. We got to get some answer here. Russell Wilson on the keeper. And we keep him for a loss there. Not sure who got it, but I don't think it was on Sean Hazelwood's side. Regardless, it's going to be 2nd and 11. We're going to drop into cover 3. And I'm desperate at this point to get a stop. I'm desperate to get Sean Hazelwood involved in some way. A run by Elijah Mitchell, and Elijah Mitchell's got a hole, and he throws down Christian Harris. And Elijah Mitchell is looking unstoppable right now in the receiving game, and as a runner, I don't get it. I don't understand what has happened to this defense in these last couple of games. I mean, we've forced 2 interceptions, but Christian Harris cannot get a tackle. Elijah Mitchell just breaking off of everything, and they've got full momentum, and that has to be why. 8 carries for 60 yards, 14 yards after contact on the play. We're sending people on blitzes. We have people filling the holes. They're, Elijah Mitchell is getting met. Doesn't matter. Ryan Neal with great coverage. Finally, somebody showing something on defense, getting in the way, you know, being a stop gap a little bit for what has just been a horrible defensive performance. Russell Wilson trying to escape outside. Sean Hazelwood is there. Can someone get to Russell Wilson? Russell gets it 1 yard on the play. Sean Hazelwood was just that close to getting that sack on Russell Wilson. We're watching their run. We're trying to get to the edge. Christian Harris is there along with Trey Hendrickson making the play, keeping Flynn for a loss of 4. His first carry as the backup halfback, making it 4th and goal now, and this will give them a 3-possession lead. That does not mean the game is over, though. We still have a chance. And yeah, so now it's 31-14, and we're going to have to make something crazy happen on 1st and 10. We got Jameson one-on-one with not a lot of help. Instead, I'm looking for Brian Jackson on the play. It's going to be incomplete and inaccurate. And we don't have a lot of people over the line of scrimmage, and we're going to go ahead and run it with Brian Jackson. We got players double team. Brian Jackson able to pick up the first down pretty easily. Pick up 13 yards. That's what we needed just to get out of that set of downs. A little play action here, moving quickly. Cooper's got the one-on-one and able to hold on to it, doing a great job. A weird play. Now up to the 42-yard line. And they're in prevent here, which is surprising to see at this point in the game. Got Posey, who's coming open, and he's able to hold on to it, doing a great job down at the 20. And we're going to go no huddle here, keeping them in this formation. Exactly what we want to see. Brian Jackson on the run. Great blocks again. Getting another first down. We're just chugging along, picking up chunk yards. We got the one-on-one to the left side. We got Brian Jackson here. Can he get into the end zone? Down at the 1-yard line, unfortunately. We're going to see if we can reward Brian Jackson here for playing outstanding on this drive. Although, I do like Cooper and X Factor, but we're going to run it here. And Brian Jackson gets into the end zone for the touchdown. And we quickly went down the field, scored the TD. And we're right back in this game. Now, only a 2-possession game. We have to get a stop on defense. And a stop on Russell Wilson, which is something that we have not had trouble with in our previous matchups against him. But I can tell you right now, it has been incredibly frustrating to watch a 76 overall X-Factor quarterback just dice up our defense. Despite the fact that he may have 2 interceptions, it's just been frustrating to try and get a stop on him. But now that they have less momentum, we'll see if we can make something happen on defense. And, you know, this would be the perfect time for Sean Hazelwood to come out of his shell and start making plays for us like he's supposed to. Elijah Mitchell on the run. Sean Hazelwood combined, getting stiff-armed by Elijah Mitchell. I can't believe it. Sean Hazelwood getting thrown to the ground by Elijah Mitchell, who picks up 4 yards on the play. And at this point, they're trying to run clock. We know what they're trying to do, right? 2nd and 6, bringing in some pressure. Watching the curls, and Tariq doing a great job getting his hand out front and starting to play better and better in man coverage. I'm very impressed with his performance. Sean Hazelwood dropping back into coverage. We're going to actually send him on a blitz, and instead we're going to have Harris playing in deep coverage. We got Damon Clark playing over the middle by himself, and instead it's a deep pass over the middle of Michael Pittman, who is just jogging forward and breaks multiple tackles going down to the 43, and I don't know what's happening in this game. I don't know what's happening. There's 3 minutes remaining. They're trying to burn clock. We know that's what's happening. We're sending all the pressure. We got everybody up on the line. We know what's going to come. And Elijah Mitchell still gains yards on the play. We're going to have to snap this before the 2-minute warning. A run by Elijah Mitchell, who is tackled down. Now, the only positive here is on 3rd and 10, we do not have to call a timeout after this play, which means that if we use our timeouts on the next possession, it doesn't mean we have to get a onside kick guaranteed. Elijah Mitchell, though, on the run, and oh my god. Oh my god. I've never seen us play worse against the run. Elijah Mitchell is getting insane blocks in this game, and we have no one there to make a tackle. And that is just shocking to the crowd, I can tell. Because we came out here and we looked over this Cardinals team and we fully expected to win this game. I can tell you that, especially with Russell Wilson, a 76 overall. You know, still leading this team. I thought for sure, you know, that's my mistake, I guess. I thought for sure we'd be able to beat this team. Brian Jackson on the return, taking it up to the 25. And really the mistake here was You know, just having those turnovers with Jake Zimmer were just, you know, backbreakers. Impossible to come back from, it seemed like. Cooper Kupp over the top, able to hold on to it, getting us up to midfield. We're going to move very fast. This game is basically over anyways, but we're going to go ahead and try to do what we can. Got Hebert one-on-one, going to toss it up, and the safety's going to get there, so hopefully Hebert can... Okay, well, he's out of bounds. They knocked it out of bounds on 2nd and 10. They're fully expecting a pass route and a halfback draw. We get great blocks. Jackson taking it up to the 41. Doing a good job, having a good game, personally, for himself. And a really inaccurate pass coming from Jake Zimmer, his 3rd pick of the game. Wasn't the best pass, but I thought we could fit it in there, but the inaccuracy led to the interception. And instead, that will be the end of the game. We're going to see with a minute here left in garbage time if Sean Hazelwood can make a play, and he does get the tackle for a loss of 1. If we were able to get 1 more loss of yards, that would get Sean Hazelwood, you know, superstar, which would at least, you know, give us something redeemable from this game. 3rd and 12 now. We are sending all the pressure for Sean Hazelwood to make this tackle. On 3rd and 12, Sean Hazelwood's not able to get to it. Instead, an injury to Trevor Penning stops the clock, and we're going to be here on the punt return. I'm almost tempted, now that we have 1 tackle for loss, to just try to get the ball back to the Cardinals, but they're probably just going to try to knee it. Brian Jackson gets the ball ripped away from him by Rashad Wildgoose. Cooper is one of the few players that showed up today. A great catch again by Cooper. I'm going to call a timeout. He had an outstanding performance. Wasn't able to get into the red zone and get a touchdown. But racking up the yards, up to like 170 at this point. And Jake Zimmer still getting, you know, almost 300 passing yards in this game, but really the 3 turnovers is what killed us, obviously. And Brian Jackson falls down on the play, which got thrown away. Yeah, no, after having 2 straight amazing games, Jake Zimmer just kind of regressed a little bit in this game, throwing the 3 turnovers. Yeah, he was playing so well the last 2 games, too. It's just kind of surprising. And another inaccurate ball on the drag. We're going to see if we can get this pass off to Cooper. Cooper's got the one-on-one in the back of the end zone, and nope, it's going to be incomplete. And that is the end of the game. We lose to the Cardinals, shockingly, 38-21, with Cliff Kingsbury still coaching the team, it looks like. And this one is one that we let get away from us for sure. Without a doubt, we did not play up to our expectations on offense or defense, to be honest. And we tried our hardest. I tried my hardest to get Sean Hazelwood a development upgrade, but it didn't happen. And it is what it is. And that would have just skyrocketed his potential to upgrade throughout his career, only being in his rookie season. But Russell Wilson definitely outplayed Jake Zimmer today. And let's go ahead and look at the stats. In the game, Jake Zimmer with a 18 for 33, 55 passer rating performance, 1 TD, 3 picks. Russell Wilson, 2 TDs, 2 picks. That came early in the game. Elijah Mitchell having an insane game, breaking 7 tackles, and a lot of the tackles were very timely that he broke. You know, 1 touchdown. Brian Jackson having himself a good game as well, averaging several yards per carry. Hebert having a good game as well. Both of them each had a rushing touchdown. Both of them performed very well on the ground. Jake Zimmer even playing well when rushing the ball. Cooper with an insane 177 receiving yard performance, but it was not enough to get us the win. Quentin Posey, 4 catches for 50 yards and a touchdown. Jameson, 3 catches for 40 yards. Brian Jackson, 3 catches for 18 yards. But we just turned the ball over too much. And then looking at the defensive numbers here, we're not going to see anything crazy. Isaiah Simmons with 8 tackles. 2 tackles for loss for Christian Harris and Isaiah Simmons. But unfortunately, Sean Hazelwood only had 3 tackles in the game and 1 tackle for loss. Did not have anything else, so he is not going to get that dev upgrade. QB sack coming from Trey Hendrickson. 2 interceptions, 1 from Tariq Woolen and 1 from Baron Browning. And 2 pass deflections, 2 from Tariq Woolen, who actually had an outstanding game. And those are the stats for the game. All right, upgrades after the game. Jalen Armour Davis, despite not playing, probably playing on special teams, got an upgrade, bringing him up to a 68 overall, boosting his man and tackle. Remember, that is a player that I like a lot, but is probably not going to get PT for the foreseeable future. Maybe at some point, not this season most likely, though. Halfback, Ramondre, we're going to boost his elusiveness, continue to keep him a balanced overall player. I would like to see his speed upgrade. If I saw his speed tick up to 90, that would be great, but he has not gotten a single speed upgrade. Christian Harris finally getting to the 75 overall mark, which I love to see. He is such a balanced player, getting his field general boosted up to 75, boosts his block shed, his tackle, and his zone. Again, this is another player I would love to see getting a boost to their development and getting up to star development with 94 Excel. It's just insane. He's just able to get to the point of attack so quickly. Nicholas Petit-Frere, our current starting left tackle, going to boost up his agility, and this will boost up his pass block and his run block finesse, pass block finesse. And so that was, without a doubt, a disappointing performance. Looking at this, Sean Hazel didn't have the game we were hoping for. Yeah, it was a huge letdown. There's nothing that I've ever tried to get for a player more than getting Sean Hazelwood, like 2 tackles for loss or 2 sacks. And we're, holding them to under, 200 yards. Like, we just couldn't do it. We could not do it. I tried so hard to do it, but instead the Cardinals are now 4-4, and we are now 5-3. And we'll see where we're at in the division next week, playing against the Packers. But looking at the injury real quick, we already knew that Dontrell Parker had a torn labrum. He is going to be out for 4 weeks. And Antoine Andrews is still going to be out for 2 more weeks after this game. So 2 big injuries to some of our younger players. But again, we are going to play Week 9 against the Packers in an important divisional game. I look forward to that game. It'll be our first time playing them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and peace.